Hannah, I have absolutely the biggest crush on you.
Sorry I'm late. I was just a bit flustered. Hey kids. So in the last couple of months, you guys missed my book being up for pre-order. I published a new Skillshare class. I got a little mouse. His name's Makshu. Hold on, I'll get him. I got him from a shelter, so I don't know how old he is or how long he'll live, but for now, we're hanging out. Sam and I drove back to Louisiana for a little bit, and we did a 2-week quarantine. One of his friends stayed with us for a month, and that overlapped with one of our friends, Mitch, who you might know if you watched my friendship video. He stayed for like 2 weeks. Anyway, my house has been full of boys, and I don't like filming with people in the house unless they're in the video. So that's most of why you haven't seen me. Also, I was in Louisiana. My birthday was at the end of July. I feel the cold grip of mortality. But yeah, the extra boys are gone. Sam ended quarantine yesterday, so he's back at his co-working space. None of us are employed. And yeah, I think that's about it. But this is my little stinky man. This is the biggest mouse I've ever seen. I don't know how many rodents you guys deal with, but this looks like a small rat. But it is a mouse. When they brought him out, I was like, he's just a big boy. You want to go back home? I think he's mad that I woke him up. I'm sorry. That's showbiz, babe. I got distracted with the mouse and I think I burnt my nuts. Nah, they'll be fine. They smell a little burnt. So anyway, I'm making banana nut bread. I think I forgot to say that part because I've got these shitty bananas. So the first thing you do is toast your nuts. I'm using walnuts because I used all the pecans. I do left out pecans because it's getting cold out, so it's baking season. I've been figuring out how to bake at altitude, which is a little difficult, but I think I figured it out. You put the temperature at like 15 degrees higher and then bake for like 5 minutes shorter per 30 minutes of baking time. Mostly you just stay there and smell it. I may have over toasted my walnuts, but that'll be fine. And if you can see here, this is a little life hack. I need my eggs and butter at room temperature and I forgot to take them out, so I just put them in a plate on top of the toaster oven and they usually warm up pretty quick. You're gonna sift half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and like 1.25 cups of flour into a bowl. Bro, gonna be honest, your last video was a little terrifying. The majority of my teen years were occupied with a similar issue, which was a lot of fun, and I had no idea what it was. But it doesn't happen anymore. We love mental health treatment in this home. Kim, I can't wait to see that short film. It sounds flawless. Baking soda. I got baking soda. You know, I can't remember if I've already done this, but I reviewed the goal list I made in my first video on this channel to see where I am, because this year's been funny. Remember when we didn't know there was going to be a pandemic? And we had hope for the future? Oops. Then you're gonna whisk 2 eggs and half a teaspoon of vanilla into a separate bowl. For the British viewers who are like, why are the eggs refrigerated? It's because in America we don't vaccinate our chickens. We just bleach the eggs. And when you bleach the eggs, it takes off this protective membrane that would help it to stay good at room temperature. So we have to refrigerate our eggs or they spoil. That was a little too much vanilla, but it's okay. It'll mask the taste of my burnt nuts. So my year goals. I wanted to be able to do a pull-up, a handstand, and full splits. That didn't happen yet. I'm actually in the worst shape of my life, which is awful because I was super stacked at one point this year. Last year, I don't know. But starting today, actually, I have a deal with myself. I have a deal with myself? Did I say that right? Why do I feel like I mixed up syllables? I can't speak today or any day. And I also immediately forget everything I say after I say it. But anyway, so I have a deal with myself starting this week where for every week I stick to my workout routine, I get $20 put into my Nintendo Switch fund. Because I don't really buy things for fun that often. And the newest gaming console I have is a hand-me-down Xbox 360. And it turns out I don't even have Viva Pinata anymore. I just have the empty case. I'm blaming my sister. I will be calling her later. So what's the point of having an Xbox 360? Anyway, I'm just super ready to play Zelda. By the end of the year, I should have a Nintendo Switch and maybe I'll be able to do a pull-up or something. We'll see. Preheat your oven to 350, but since I'm at like 7,000 feet of elevation or something, I did 365. Hope for the best. It's also different for what you're baking, but this is like cakey. So I think this is what I should do. I don't know. I also don't have loaf pans anymore, so I'm going to use this springform pan, which is usually for stuff like cheesecake. I'm going to line it with parchment. Another of my goals was to learn how to put on eyeliner, which I haven't done yet, but I did buy eyeliner, and that's a step. I'm going to rub the sides in butter, too. I am still wood whittling, and I got my roommate into it, too. So that's like bonus points, right? I decided not to get into TikTok, which I mentioned, but I am going to start Twitch streaming soon, which is still like a platform expansion, and it starts with the letter T, so that's like the same thing. I have been reading 2 books a month. I fell a book or 2 behind, but I'm catching up right now. I wanted to invest $2,000. I invested about $750, and then there was a pandemic. So I kind of want to stay liquid, and also I'm not confident in anything that I'm investing in because the world's on fire. So we're going to put a pause on that one for now. Moving to Colorado. I did it. Look, I'm here. It took a little bit longer and was a little bit harder than we thought it was, but there's a pandemic. But we did it. And while I was in Colorado, I planned to meet at least 2 people a month. Haven't been doing that. And it sucks because I keep seeing people that are doing fun things that I could be doing with them. I could be making so many friends and I can't. It's fine, I'm fine. In another bowl, you're gonna cream a stick of butter. That melted a little bit, but it's fine, it softened. And like a cup of sugar. Where's my sugar? That's not enough sugar. We still have like 2 packages of everything from being 2 people living separately to moving in together. So that's convenient. Creamed butter and sugar is my favorite thing to eat. Hold me back. My only beef with banana nut bread is that it takes so many dishes. But in a separate bowl, you're going to mash 3 very ripe bananas. Did I say a second bowl? Separate bowl. I don't know. I never know what I just said. That's why I'm a writer. I need to write everything down. Now this banana I'm a little nervous about because he's very brown. You don't want them to be rotten. Every time I do this, I think about that movie Buddy, which is about the gorilla baby that woman raises and she chews up the bananas to feed him. Do you remember that? Probably not. That's probably not a movie anyone has seen. Then to the creamed butter and sugar, you add the bananas and mix it again. You know, this isn't what it normally looks like. Okay, so before you add the bananas, you're supposed to add the egg mixture. Oopsie poopsie. Better late than never. So that looks pretty wrong now, but we'll just do everything else really correctly and hope for the best. Then you add your flour mixture. Wow, that's so liquidy. When you try your best, but it's just not good enough. So you kind of gently fold this. You don't want to overstir, so just do it until it's incorporated like it's pancake batter. I give a lot of really specific instructions for how little I follow them. Do as I say, not as I do. And then you'd add your toasted nuts. And as you can see, mine are a little dark. Whew. So what I'm gonna do is pick out the less burned ones. I'm kind of knocking off the outside flaky bits too. Those will be fine. Gives it character. There are about 5 nuts in there. Wonder if I have anything else. We've got habanero barbecue almonds. Put crunchy peanut butter. Banana overpowers everything anyway. Don't eat that. Sorry, what did I just say? It's nasty, huh? I put some more of the burnt ones in after I removed the skin. Since I'd normally bake this for a little under an hour, I'll do it at like 45 minutes, and then we'll check it. Everything is a learning opportunity. So I also said I was going to post 4 Skillshare classes this year. So far I've posted 1, and the other one is being scripted. So we might hit 2, maybe 3. But we definitely did 1. I did publish my short story collection. I said I would write and edit my novel by the end of the year. I am writing it a lot more than I have ever been. I'm on chapter 10 of draft 2, which is good. I had several problems with my manuscript, and I also had these 2 scenes that I'd planned next to each other that needed something between them, like something really specific. So I solved all of those problems by adding a bar fight, which is great because I love writing fight scenes. So yeah, I'm making good progress on that. I'll definitely have the draft done by the end of the year. Hopefully it'll be in the editing process. I'm also thinking about trying to traditionally publish it instead of self-publishing it like I do with my collections. So we'll see. Hey Jake, remember this hoodie? I've been wearing it. Guess you'll have to come back and visit if you want it. And I said that I was planning an anthology with some other writers and I was going to have significant progress done on that by the end of the year. We actually scrapped that project, but have another anthology planned, and this one is much better and it's got a much tighter theme. And I'll probably announce it to you guys by the end of the year because we're gonna have open calls for short stories. It's gonna be awesome. I think I'm doing pretty well with what I intended to do this year, considering. I think last video I talked about our handyman and how he was useless. He continued to be useless, and then he also continued to be a little bit pervy. So we complained, well, Sam complained. I basically texted Sam what this guy had said to me, and he got really mad, and I didn't because I'm on the internet, so I'm used to people saying weird stuff to me. And I was like, why are you so mad? And then I realized, because it's a real life person harassing me, and that's a little different. So we complained, We got a new handy person who's perfect. She's a lady. She fixed everything that the useless one said he could not fix. Basically, none of our doors closed at all. You had to slam your entire body into them. The floor does this, which is fun and interesting. Not good structurally, but we got a credit on rent for the next month and a new handy person. So, also Saya loves her. As soon as she walks in, Saya's like following her around. She calls Saya her little helper. This is really cute. It's cool living in a house again as opposed to an apartment. I don't have to hear people having relations. I did have my window open earlier, and the guy next door was just screaming, "I need a hammer," over and over and over again for like 5 minutes. That was interesting. Things are pretty quiet. People are pretty nice. There's a thrift store that's really good with social distancing and has really good deals. So I pretty much have an entire new wardrobe, and I spent like $50 total. One thing that's super cool, when I was planning to move up here, I assumed that I'd be getting a job because while I was in Louisiana, I was making plenty of money to support myself, but my cost of living possibly tripled. It more than doubled. So I'd done that math earlier and assumed that I'd have to get a real job to make up the difference. But being self-employed is really panning out. And I don't spend any money doing fun stuff. The only things we can really do outside of the house are... thrift shopping once a week for like 20 minutes. And hiking. I have like a 12-year-old bike. And there she is. That I got at Walmart as a teenager. And it cannot... Whoa, hi. Hey there. And it just cannot do hills. So I can pedal as hard as I want and literally not move. So yeah, thrift shopping and hiking are all that we can do. So if I came here and not a pandemic, I might be living right below my means. But my biggest financial issue right now is that I insured my car in this state, and in order to do that, you have to say that your car will be registered in this state within like 30 days. To register your car, you have to have a state license. And the DMV is on appointment only because of the pandemic, and I couldn't get an appointment until October. So I'm just gonna call my insurance company and be like, hey, I can't do anything about this. And I don't know if they'll switch me back to Louisiana because that's where I'm a resident, or I don't know. And I also have to be registered in the state to vote, so I might still vote in Louisiana. I don't know. A little adventure. I hope I don't get fined. It's banana nut bread. I think it cooked okay. I checked it like 5 minutes before the timer went up, so maybe we only need to do 40 minutes. Probably less. Maybe 35 would be fine. It's hard to bake up here, especially when you're stupid. I'm not gonna cut it open because it's a gift for my roommate. And I feel like if you bake something for someone and then you eat a piece of it, it seems less like a gift. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. We only have a few more months of this channel. What am I posting, like 8 more videos? This year has flown by. It's still March, I'm fairly certain. Okay, see you later, bye.